Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Omega Jolteon, and we are here for Major Pokemon League Week 4. We are taking on my good pal Deebz, coach of the Calgary Flame Wheels, and go check him out in the description below. Very good friend of mine, very solid player as well. We're both currently 2-1, and yeah, I'm very excited to play Deebz. We're currently 1-1 versus him overall. Lost him the first time due to a bit of unfortunate events, and I beat him the second time, both in the ISL. We're supposed to play in the other MPL, but he was a bit busy at that time, so he decided to drop that. But luckily, we will be able to play in the Major Pokemon League. Very excited for this game. I usually help Deebz build. I help him a lot because he's a really good friend of mine, and I like helping him build a lot. And yeah, he's definitely a very solid player, and I'm very excited for this game. But yeah, let's look at the matchup that we have here. The team that I can bring is Landorus, T, Latios, Heatran, Almamola, Shaman, Drapion, Jolteon, Piloswine, Diancie, Lanoon, and Mega Heracross. And the team that Deebz can bring is Mega Mawile, Dragonite, Necrozma, Porygon 2, Decidueye, Hariyama, Sneasel, Permarina, Tornadus, Darmanitan, Camerupt, and Z Linote and Z Diancie for me, Z Dragonite, Z Decidueye for him. So very tricky matchup for him, I think, because my team really does well versus stuff like Mega Mawile and Dragonite on paper, I feel, because of just me having a Heatran, which is basically a counter to Mega Mawile. I know he can run Focus Punch, but I'll have some prep for the Focus Punch variant. Lando can easily take a Sucker Punch, can intimidate it. Heracross can do a lot of damage. I'm definitely gonna have enough speed for that. And yeah, he really does. I don't think he has a great matchup versus me, but but he can literally bring everything versus me, I feel. And that's why I think the matchup's a little bit more tricky for me than he might realize. He's not really a big fan of this matchup, and I don't blame him because it's not the best for him. But I definitely think it's a winnable matchup for him because of just depending on the mons he brings. Because like some things I wouldn't say prepared for. It's just I did not. I'm a little bit weaker to certain things. It's just how it goes with this matchup, because I think every mon is viable here in this game besides Darmanitan. I don't think that's a great bring versus me, just because I have an Almamola and there's no real way he can break through Almamola. Maybe if it brings like a sub drum Darm, then that could be something, but I'm not a huge fan. But yeah, my general game plan for this matchup is because I know he's bringing Porygon 2, and I want to take advantage of that with momentum and bring in my breakers. And yeah, but we're gonna go over the first mon, and that is our good pal Jolteon making its debut. And if you look at his team, if he does not bring that camel, he has no switch into Volt Switch, and he's going to be forced to go into that Porygon 2. And I want Porygon 2 in as much as possible this game because it pivots into Heatran, it pivots into Lando, and it could, if he thinks I'm going to be a Volt Absorb set, because Trace is just so good versus my team. Flash Fire, regen, it could take advantage of regen, it could take Volt Absorb, Intimidate from Lando. He's yeah, just Trace is so good. He might think I might bring a Trace variant, so I'm gonna run Quick Feet so I can Volt Switch on that. And yeah, that's definitely a part of my game plan. And this mon is also extremely crucial to outspeed a Scarf Permarina, which I think is most likely the set he's gonna bring. But definitely Specs Permarina just goes ham on my team because my Fairy Resist is a Heatran, and that's not the best switch into a Permarina, to say the least. So yeah, its main role is to offensively check that Tornadus, and in Sneasel, Permarina, Tornai, I want to offensively check with this Pokemon. And yeah, he just does not have a good switch into this mon at all. I get a free Volt versus stuff like Necrozma, P2, just so much stuff on his team that just does not switch into this mon at all. In late game, it could definitely serve as an amazing win condition if I can weaken out that P2. And a mon that I'm going to try to bait in P2 with is my Fight Bimbo, my Mega Heracross, and this is the general game plan of my team. Him going into P2 on my Jolteon as I click Volt Switch, going to Heracross and scooping up a kill. Because if you look at his team, look at Heracross, I scoop up a kill basically every time if I get up rocks. And rocks are going to be an utmost priority with this team. So, yeah, Mega Heracross is just so fantastic in this game to just break down that Porygon 2. Because Porygon 2 is a huge nuisance to my team. And with 4 attacks, he just does not have a good switch in this mon at all, especially with rocks up. And yeah, with this speed, also with this, I'm outspeeding a Scarf Primarina. But with this speed, I'm able to outspeed a Jolly Mega Mawile. I do not think he's going to bring a Jolly Mega Mawile, but I just wanted to make sure because I could check it SD variant very well because I'm going to do a lot with close combat. And yeah, just 4 attacks, Mega Heracross is just good enough this game. Also, no, it's actually outspeed, just outspeed of Timid Primarina because I don't want my Heracross to get forced out by Specs Primarina. So yeah, overall I thought that was definitely worth it to outspeed both of those mons. And yeah, overall I think this is a very good mon this game. His ways to offensively check this mon is the Torn Eye, which I think he kind of has to bring for this mon because he just does not have good ways to outgo it otherwise. So yeah, 4 attacks Heracross just really goes ham on this team. And yeah, I really want this mon to take advantage of P2 as much as possible this game. And yeah, that is just his main role. And yeah, next mon I'm bringing is my Magdalena, my Alomomola, after sitting in the bench for week 3, as this mon is mainly there to check that Darmanitan and Sneasel. Sneasel I think is probably going to come. I think it's going to come just because having protection versus with Ice Shard, Lando, and Latios, it would be very nice. Latios does not have the greatest matchup this game just due to P2, Fairy Spam, stuff like that, and yeah, Sneasel as well. So Lati just does not have a great matchup with Mawile as well. I could definitely see him not bringing Sneasel. Just expecting me not to bring Latios because it's one of my least likely brings versus him, I feel. And yeah, this is pretty standard Aloe. I don't necessarily need Scald. I probably should have went like Soak or something, just to soak the Mawile. Soaking up the Mawile would be nice to take, so I could basically counter that mon. And I'm soaking Primarina. Just a lot of mons I would love to soak on his team, which is a bit unfortunate. But I think I was worried about a sub Belly Drum Darm, so I think I had to have the Scald there. And the Impish is a mistake on my part. It was supposed to be Hold, but in the battle it was Impish. But overall, I don't think it caused too much of an issue because I'd really only be clicking the Scald versus Darmanitan if it's like sub Belly Drum. So I don't think it's a big deal, if I'm being completely honest. And yeah, this mon is just a nice pivot versus team. With the Rocky Helm, I can get rid of Dragonite's multi-skill. And yeah, I can pivot into stuff like Mega Mawile, Necrozma, depending on its set. With my special defense, I could take a couple of those from Necrozma. Primarina, Hariyama, Darm, Camel. A lot of stuff it pivots into, and having Wish support for my next mon, and that is my Shaman, and it is another AV Shaman, and yeah, I wanted AV Shaman just to pivot into that Specs Primarina, because basically Specs Primarina gets a kill versus my team, and you're going to see how I'll deal with that mon. But having the AV Shaman is very nice to pivot in that mon. And yeah, this is basically its main role, and he just does not have good grass resist, if I'm being honest, because originally I was going to be a Life Orb set, But overall, I thought I needed that nice pivot into that Primarina, and I don't really need the Life Orb to break down his team, because if I get a Spadef drop versus that P2, that's not going to take me on very well, to say the least. And yeah, Shaman's really good this game. With these 4 coverage moves, it could do a lot versus his team. And yeah, it's one of my main breakers also to switch into that Primarina. And yeah, that is my Shaman. And yeah, it could also pivot into like a special Necrozma as well, if it comes down to it. So yeah, this is a huge threat to his team. Forces out a lot of stuff, and he just does not have good switches into this mon at all. And yeah, I just absolutely needed that pivot into Primarina, because I don't switch into it well at all. But yeah, the next mon I'm bringing is a Scarf Landorus. Scarf Landorus, on paper doesn't look too great, but I really wanted that nice check to a +1 Dragonite, because after rocks, if it's like no HP Dragonite, I will be able to kill that thing with a Stone Edge after rocks. And yeah, that'll be very good for me, because of the team I had before, I'm not going to go into it just in case if I meet in the playoffs. It was very weak to Dragonite, so I think I needed the Scarf Lando. Also, could get rid of P2's Eviolite, and yeah, just another mon that has a high speed tier. And yeah, I was overall decently weak to Mawile plus Dragonite. And even though I do have the Heatran in the back for that Mawile, that could pressure me a lot into having a nice check to that. So yeah, that is just my Lando. Scarf Lando to outspeed stuff like the Torn, the Primarina, the Mawile, the Necrozma, a lot of stuff, but its main role is to check that Dragonite at +1. And yeah, EQ, U-turn for the pivot, and knock off for getting rid of the P2 Z Violet, hits Decidueye as well. So yeah, that is my Landorus T. Very crucial mon in this game. And yeah, last mon I am bringing, actually, before I forgot to change it, I actually changed this to Will-O-Wisp. But yeah, that is my Heatran, Flamethrower, Will-O-Wisp, H-Price, Stealth Rock. This is basically my obligatory pivot into that Mega Mawile, because Mega Mawile is a huge threat that I definitely need to prepare for. So yeah, I decided to bring the Heatran in this game. And overall, I had the Will-O-Wisp just because I was a bit worried about a Sucker variant, but I kind of wish I had Toxic, but you'll see in the game. But this mon is very crucial just to pivot into the Mega Mawile. And yeah, this is a pretty good rocker versus him, because his removal doesn't have great removal. And yeah, this mon's very, very nice this game. It can't really touch most of his team, but I don't really, this thing is not supposed to break down his team. This thing is supposed to check that Mawile. And yeah, the speed is enough to outspeed Inanimate Mawile. And yeah, this mon is just there to check that Mawile, get up rocks, because and this is my probable lead. If he does not bring the Dragonite, then my most probable lead is going to be my Landorus or my Jolteon, I think, if he does not bring the Dragonite this game. But if he does bring the Dragonite, I'm leading off with Heatran, because I need rocks up turn 1. Yeah, but yeah, I definitely need rocks up turn 1. But yeah, that is my team versus Deebz. Very solid team, I think. But yeah, my general game plan is to pivot around with these two mons, and when I get the opportunity to bring it in when a P2 switch in, I'm going into Heracross, trying to break down his team. Yeah, Heracross is my main breaker this game, and I needed to break down his team to do very well in this game, I feel. So yeah, my win conditions are either this or this. I feel. I think Specs Jolteon is pretty a much easier win condition depending on what he brings, and if I get like a knockoff on that P2, but most of the time it's just gonna be a pivot. So yeah, I don't have like a set win condition. This team just really functions well together. So I don't think I really need to worry about a certain win condition this game. I have 3 win conditions I think can do very well this game, depending on the situation that comes up in the battle. So yeah, that is my team. I'm very confident in this team. I think I built a very good team, and yeah, for sure. I think it's gonna be a very fun game as well. And yeah, that is going to be it. And this is going to be a separate team builder actually from, yeah, this is going to be a separate team builder because I want to do those again. And yeah, that is my team versus Deebz, and I'm going to see you guys tomorrow for the Battle Peak.